Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit Eric. There's some bad news for you guys if y'all were looking to get an Xbox Series X and hoping it would be easier here on out since the holidays are behind us. So I've been under the impression that this was the case, that we would not be seeing these next-gen consoles, the PS5, the Series X, the Series S, readily available in stores until the springtime. And it turns out, based after what an earnings call from Microsoft just confirmed, that is the case. Demand for these consoles is at an all-time high. Is absolutely nuts trying to get one of these. You will find a random stock drop here or there once in a while. You will get a random drop of inventory, but it's in limited quantities, which, you know, who knows how many each store gets at a time. It could be from 2 of them to 10 of them, and it's just very frustrating all around. We're going to read this article. If this is your first time coming to the channel, why don't you go ahead and click that red subscription button down below. Let me grab my drink from Wendy's, and let's begin, guys. So, Xbox Series X supply will remain constrained in 2021. Demand is still high. So, Microsoft's Xbox Series X and Series S consoles will remain in short supply due to significant demand. Microsoft Chief Financial Officer Amy Hood said during a quarterly earnings call. So we touched on this earlier a little bit during my restock update video that I made earlier today. Again, the general consensus has been that these are going to be hard to find in the near future. So it says demand for the Xbox consoles, as well as Sony's competing PS5, has been high since its release in November 2020. The ongoing coronavirus pandemic changed the way people shopped for new consoles, moving the entire system online. According to reports, actual customers had to compete against retail bots that quickly bought up available stock. So we have been covering this, I mean, almost daily, talking about how scalpers and scammers are using these retail bots to their advantage, and that in this digital age, it's hard to compete with that. I mean, there's never been a console launch like this for any console generation where it's been this chaotic, this full of twists and turns. It's actually pretty crazy. And I've been doing my best to try to cover this and let you guys know what's going on. I mean, I don't even need to cover it. It's just worldwide as far as a issue goes. And this is a first world problem, by the way. There's bigger things to worry about than getting a video game console. But for a console launch, not just for Xbox but PlayStation, this has been unreal. Definitely. So it says throughout the holiday season and into 2021, retail businesses have continued to release new consoles in small numbers to eager customers. We've been seeing, like, for example, Black Friday, they literally, GameStop had like less than 4 at each location. like how does that happen? The biggest, retail day of all time, and they only have 4 consoles. But it says Hood said the cycle will continue. In gaming, we expect continued strong engagement on the Xbox platform and significant demand for the Xbox Series X and S that will still be constrained by supply. And this is something that Phil Spencer did address not too long ago in what appeared to have been a blanket statement when he said that they're trying to ramp up production. I know both Sony and Microsoft have gone to AMD and requested that they ramp up production. There's only so much manpower out there, especially with today's climate. So honestly, even then, depending on how things go, there's a chance that springtime, when April and May hit, that it'll still be the same situation, that these consoles just will not be able to be produced quick enough to have a substantial amount of inventory at any of these stores. And that is kind of crazy if you think about it. Again, I don't recall anything like this in the past. Back in the day, you didn't need to have a limit on pre-orders. You could just go to a GameStop or a Montgomery Ward's and put down your money, and they'll be like, all right, come back on launch date. And you basically had your console all but guaranteed if you put on a down payment. There was no line queues. There was no waiting to see how many limited quantities there was. And now it's just gaming, I would have to say, is bigger than ever. It definitely seems that way. I cannot recall a console launch that has been this hectic, and the companies can't keep up with it. Now, whether it's artificial demand or artificial scarcity to drive up demand and make these some kind of business strategy, who knows? There's people that speculate that Sony and Microsoft are doing this on purpose because they want to drive up sales and make it an in-demand product. That might be the case. Honestly, who knows? In regards to this, I think the situation is kind of outlandish, but let's continue the article. It says, Hood said this cycle will continue. In gaming, we expect continued strong engagement on the Xbox platform. So it is going to be constrained because they're not going to be able to meet up the demand. During the earnings call, Microsoft executives said that Microsoft's earnings during the quarter were up 51%. So they had a good, earning during the quarter, with hardware sales accounting for 86% of it. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella said gaming revenue surpassed $5 billion. So $5 billion. And of course, a lot of this is attributed to the pandemic. People are at home. They want to be entertained. You got Netflix, you have Hulu, you have HBO Max, but you also have video games. So that definitely explains a huge amount of that. Now, the launch of the Series X and Series S was the most successful in our history, with the most devices ever sold in a launch month. So that I remember covering that very successful launch for Xbox. I think they definitely redeemed themselves after the Xbox One. So it says, game developers are benefiting too as they turn to us to reach more players and scale the games using the power of our cloud. We exceeded $2 billion in revenue from third-party titles this quarter for the first time. Similarly, in 2020, Sony said demand for the PS5 console was unprecedented, promising more consoles before the end of the year. And I know Jim Ryan went on record to say spring as well. So it's looking like it's going to be really hard to get these anytime soon. I've been trying my best to do daily updates to give you guys heads up and where to look at whenever there's odd stock drops. But as far as like a huge mass inventory being constantly available, it doesn't look like it's going to be happening anytime soon, which is unfortunate. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you're not subscribed yet, guys, please consider throwing that subscription button. I'm trying to get to 100K by the end of this year. By my birthday, July 7th. Can we do that? 100K by July 7th. For whatever reason you're not subscribed, please do so. I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much.